All right, so we're building VEX ARM code from scratch. I'm assuming all of you are going to have motors in ports 1 and 10 for drive. And then let's do 2 and 9 for your ARM and then your claw. So I'm going to go file new standalone project. If you have different ports, fix it. For the video purposes, I'm just doing it here. Then you need to get a claw going. You don't have a motorized claw, then you haven't finished the assignment. So, can I zoom in here, view? Well, for right now.
Yeah, nobody does. We just have like a regular claw.
All right. Everybody knew they needed that. It says it in the assignment, your claw and your arm. So I said start just getting the arm working and try a flipper first, and then we'll expand there from that. So programming flow to start. What do we need first? What do we need first? While 1 equals 1, right? So that's our loop that says everything's going to be happening in there.
Good morning. May I have your attention? The junior class should check in with their first period teachers and then report to the auditorium for the junior assembly. Thank you.
Got that, Josh? Get out of here. Wait, did I say that on the recording? Yes, I did. Well, Josh already left. So we have our while 1 loop, and then I'm just going to go to joystick, and I'm going to go to motor arcade, because the first way I would do this is I would assign the left motors in port 1, the right motors in port 10. I don't know if I need to invert these directions. It's your robot. I'm using the right joystick of joystick number 1. There's my arcade mode. Now I can use joystick to motor. And now this is asking what other joystick channel do I want to use? Well, 1 and 2 I'm already using for the tank controls. So 3 and 4 are my other options for the arm. So I'm going to go with 3. And I'm going to say my arm is plugged into port 2. And that's all you have to do to program your arm to a joystick. Now, let's say you want tank drive, and you don't want to do arcade drive. That's okay, too. Okay? So I'm going to go and give an example of 2-motor tank drive. So my motor ports are still in 1 and 10. My forward left channel is 3. My forward right channel is 2. That means my joysticks are now taken, and I can't use the joystick to move my arm or claw. But I can use this joystick digital to motor. Joystick digital to motor allows me to pick one of the shoulder buttons. I think 5 or 6 are on the trigger fingers, and then 7 and 8 have the up, down, left, right on the top face of the joystick. Let's do 5 and 6. So what we'll say is channel 5, button 1. Now this is where you're going to have to adjust things, because running the motor at full speed might not be the best idea for your arm to get going. It might be too strong. So instead of doing 127, I could cut that in half and say 64 and negative 64. But that's a lot of work to go back through here and change this a bunch of times. So instead of putting an actual number value in there, I'm going to make a variable. It's going to be an integer, and it's going to be armSpeed. I'm going to give it an initial value of 0. And what I'm going to do is on this joystick motor, well, invalid variable name. Well, remember, I'm doing this one. Just watch along up here, and then I'll break out and let you guys work on it on your own. So you can't have spaces in your variable name. That's probably what you did. Okay? So I've got armSpeed there with a value of 0. Now, what I can do is just from the joystick, get joystick digital. And so it's either going to be armSpeed. This is going to turn the arm on. And actually, what do I want to do here for this? Channel 5, button 1 would get that. No, I want to do armSpeed as a variable. I'm going to put it in here once, and I'll say 60 as the value. And I'm going to do JoystickDigitaltoMotor, same way I did before. But now instead of that, I'm going to do armSpeed, and then I'm going to do negative armSpeed. And I think I just can't put in a minus, so I'm going to put in armSpeed with parentheses around it. And then I'm going to do multiply by -1. The motor port is plugged in for port 2. And so now, when I want to change what the actual armSpeed is, rather than having to go into this joystick to digital block, I can just go and say, all right, 60 wasn't working, let's cut it to 45. Okay, re-upload the code. You've changed it in one spot, that change carries out in 2 other spots in your code. Let's say we're going to do the same thing for the claw. So I'd come here, make another variable for your claw. Do the same thing there, cut it to 60 half speed for the claw. Joystick digital to motor. And now this time I can't use channel 5 because channel 5 is already, or not get joystick digital to motor. I can't use channel 5 because it's already being used, but channels 6, 7, and 8 are available. 6 is the other shoulder button. And I'm going to say clawSpeed and clawSpeed, put parentheses around it, times -1. So what I've done there is I've just inverted that. So now 2 variables I can change, and let's say your claw is running way too fast at 60 and you only need it to be like 25. Type in 25 there, it'll work. So we've just basically made tank drive to drive our robots. Oh, and then I adjust where the motor was. The motor for the claw, I recommended putting in port 9. So therein lies the entirety of the code to get tank drive and an arm, and to get arcade drive and an arm, and then adding a claw in there. The block you're looking for is in the joystick folder, joystick digital to motor. That's pretty much it. All right, I'm going to stop streaming now.